Hey, I think I'm live. I'll figure this out eventually. I'm gonna put on my socks, so that's exciting. Uh, Hang on, I couldn't find them. I mean, I picked them out and then I forgot to put them on, and then I couldn't find them, and I just found them. They were on the floor under the desk, right where they should be. Right? I mean, that's where they are on my feet now. So there you go. That's how my day's going. Um, Welcome to yet another exciting edition of Handknitter Live on Monday at 5:01. It is 5 o'clock. So, hi. I think I start every week the exact same way. So, and I have hair issues, and I'm not sure this green is my color, but that's okay. Um, oh, and my one viewer just went away, so that's awesome. Okay. Uh, yeah, I'm going to tell you some exciting things. Two are that I finished two things. There they are. They're not fully clothed, but Tina on the left is wearing my poncho that I finished, the Nasha poncho by Andrea Mowry. It's all done. It's seamed, it's blocked, it's seamed, the ends are woven in. There were 6 ends. I wove all 6 of them in. They are done. So there it is. And then on Tippy, who's not wearing any pants or a skirt, Tina has on a skirt at least, is the boxy top that I sewed by hands. By hands? I had 2 hands, but I sewed by hand. So I got them done. It's done. Except I just realized as I put it on Tippy, and the couple times that I've tried it on, and it fits, by the way, so yay. The couple times I've tried it on, and when I put it on Tippy, which is what I just said, but in a different order, I had to like I started to put it on, and then I had to look at it and see which was the front, which was the back, based on how deep the neckline is, because it's deeper in the front than in the back. And then I remembered today, just now, moments ago, when I put it on Tippy, that I have a set of labels that say this is the back that I bought at Seams. So I'm going to put that on. I have to sew that on the back. And then, hi, Fran. I got your message today. Sorry. I'm going to sew on this is the back label into my shirt, and then it will be done. It's already done. But, and like, I was almost afraid to sew the last couple of seams. Like, well, what am I going to do next? And so what I'm going to do next is sew another thing. And Fran, you're the one who said, why would you want to sew a shirt by hand, right? Did I ever say out loud to you, like, why would you want to knit a sweater by hand? Because it's kind of the same idea. And the next thing I'm going to make, because suddenly I'm buying fabric and patterns, and I don't want to get into the rut. Is it a rut? What do we call it? A rut of, like in the knitting world or the crocheting world or the quilting world of just keep buying patterns and fabric. Yeah. So why is that cold? I just brewed it. I don't know. I want to only be working on one sewing thing at a time, which is already not going to happen because I have at least 2 quilts in progress, and I haven't looked, probably more. And I don't have any sewing, like garment sewing in progress that I'm aware of, but I have a lot of patterns and fabric. Not that much fabric, but what I'm going to work on next, I can't remember if I washed my fabric already or not, so I'm going to start by washing the fabric this afternoon. And I need to wash my boxy top because I washed it before I started, and then I dragged it around and set it by hand, and I've never pressed it or anything. So we're going to wash it and then let it dry, and then maybe I'll press it, but I'd like to work on Wednesday. So we'll see. I don't know what I'm going to wear it with. So that's an issue, but we'll figure it out. So this is my next, this is brown. I keep holding things up and going, it's brown. The color is espresso. And I think this is going to be a pair of pants. Pants number 1. All of this has been purchased at Seams, and this time they gave me a nice little card of what the heck oh good, they didn't put the price on there. Of what I bought. So it's what does it say? Brussels washer something, and then the fabric, and then the color is espresso, and oh, it's 55 inches wide, 55% rayon and 45% linen. So I'm going from my 100% linen top, and now I'm adding some rayon. Machine wash, cold, tumble dry, low. So that's what I'll do today before I wash it. And then like all the things, I'm not any of these sizes. So if you've been in a class with me where we did sizing, you know that none of us are any of these sizes. So I always forget. I get out the tape measure and I measure, and then I can't remember a day later what it was. I think my hips are 46, and my bust is 40. Wow, really? No, my bust is 40-ish, we'll say. It was 38, but now it's 40-ish. It's fine. My hips are 46-ish, and my waist, it doesn't matter, but it's oh yeah, my bust doesn't matter for pants, just FYI. Okay. My waist was why can't I remember anything from day to day? Yes, I'm sitting down. If it jogs my memory, I'll stay sitting down, and if it doesn't, I'll stand up. So, yep. So probably, let's stand up. Okay, we're going to stand up. You ready? Here we go. And let your gut out, Sarah. Okay, I'm going to go with 41. I was remembering 42, so that's close. Maybe I didn't eat today, which is a lie. I did. Okay, so 40, 42, 46-ish. We don't care about the 40. So for the hips, I would want, I guess, wait, that says waist and hip measurement. See, just like knitting, is that the me or the pants? So I would fall in the large category for hips, which is a shock and a half. And I would fall in the extra large for the waist. So that's not too horrible. And it was 2.5 yards regardless of the pattern or the size. So that was good because that was the first problem. And then these are cropped. So I watched a thing. Jessie of Seams did a thing, which would be called a video of how to lengthen or shorten the pants. So I'm going to have to, the boxy tee was a pattern I drafted. So this will be my first time in recent years sewing from a pattern, and I have tracing paper. And so I'm going to do two things. I'm going to make them longer. I'm going to lengthen or shorten here based on how long my inseam is and how long they say it is. And Jessie said, remember that the pattern is including all the hems and the waistband, all the hems, the one hem and the waistband. So there's going to be math, and you know that I do really well with math. And then what else was I going to say? Tracing, lengthen or shorten here. And then, and I'm going to try to smooch it. There's another word for that. Alter? Blend? Let's say blend. The two patterns between the large and the extra large for the waist and the hips. How can we have one waist but two hips? Well, because we do have two hips. Okay, so it's going to be this brown, and I could probably wear that under either one of those things, actually. So I'm going to do that laundry today. Just toss it over there. I can't get it again. It's too far away. Pants number 1. I also have pants number 2. Those are leggings. So we'll see. I've never done knits before. I've never sewn with knits before. I have knit quite a few knits, but I've never sewn with knits. So we'll see how that goes. So I finished the poncho, like finished, and I finished the top, except now I'm going to put a label in, so it's still really finished. That one, it technically needs to be washed and blocked because I haven't rewashed it or pressed it yet. And then, and I showed you my pants. So woo! It occurred to me today as I got ready for setting this up, 15 minutes ago, whoops, that I never put my last week's YouTube live up for the rest of the world to see. Sorry. So I'm going to do that tonight. I'll put that one up and this one up and at least 3, I think, from the Wayback Machine. Get some of those up there too. So that's what I'm going to do tonight. It's not hard. I thought I did it. I made the notes and then I thought I did it. I did not do it. So I'll do that tonight. And then all the rest of the world can listen to me say fascinating things about, I don't know. I already forgot. Sewing so far. Knitting wise, I had paused on Starsky. Starsky is the sweater that I'm making with my class, my students. And I'm really enjoying it. And I had really enjoying it. And I had gotten to the point, I remember last week I told you that I had gotten to the point where I needed to go stand in front of a mirror with the body and the bag of yarn because they're all attached and that was going to be too hard. I did that last night. It took me almost a whole week, but I did it last night and I think I'm there. So I want to move my chair, but you can't see me. Plus I'm wearing a dress, so you couldn't see my butt. Whoa, that's quite a bit longer. Let's see if we can do this. It looks enormous because it's not the sweater. That's going to be the lapel, but not with that. That's going to be the lapel. And then there's body. And I think it's going to go right around under there. Let's see. Ugh. And I am wearing a skirt, so you can't. I'm wearing a skirt because, sorry. When I went to get dressed, I thought I didn't have any pants in my drawer, and I thought, oh, well, they were downstairs drying. I remember that I did laundry, and I went downstairs and there weren't any clean pants, so I'm wearing a dress today. That's the way it goes. All right. No. Well, I'm not exactly there because I'm on 2 different sides, but isn't this fun? Claire's very excited about the progress. Whoops. I took it off the needles, so please hold. All right, so I think, and I hooked my dress up. Whoop. So I think, see, this is my butt. See, there's my butt. Showing you my butt. There it is. See? So this goes to covering my butt, the biggest part of my butt. So I think that at 20 inches, 20 repeats, that I am there. Phew, that was very scientific. And now, okay, that was very scientific. And I pulled a bunch of stitches off the needle. So we're going to fix that before I don't remember. And apparently I still have at least one. That was exhausting. I stood up and sat down. I still have at least one row to go because the stitches shouldn't all be on. Nope, the yarn shouldn't be on 2 different sides. I'll measure it, but I think it's 20. I just want to fix these before I forget. Okay, so undo and make sure it's not twisted. Undo and make sure it's not twisted. And then there's my yarn. So I would have been going this way and I would have gone knit, right? Yes. Oh, okay. So yeah, I'm not there yet. Not twisted, not twisted. Okay. There's Clara. She came back. Knit, knit. So this was the row on top of the squares. So I need to go back for that garter stitch. And then I don't remember where I told everybody to stop. I'll have to look it up. Move the mouse. Now I'm sitting on the yarn. Life is just awkward. I mean, this is not bad as problems go. Okay, so I've laid it out flat, which you can't see. I'm grabbing my purple tape measure, trusty purple tape measure. Okay, I'm going to go on a rant. Are you ready? You want a rant? Row 6, thank you. Which one's row 6? It must be the next. I'm sorry. She just like, that was a maniacal laugh. Row 6 must be the next row that I haven't done yet. So here's my rant. I'm right-handed. And maybe it's my problem. I mean, I'm sure it's my problem. Not that I'm right-handed. I didn't have much control over that. But when I pick up a, what's this called? A tape measure. I don't know. I just did it. So now I don't know what I do, but I just did it. Thank you. That's what I thought. So I just have to go back and I'm there. When I pick them up, I seem to pick them up like this and I press with my finger and then I go like this. That can't be right. Nope, that's gotta be right. And I go like this and you see the inches, but I see the centimeters and I don't care about the centimeters. It's very bubbly of me, but I don't care about the centimeters. So, yeah, I must always push with this finger. Although I would have told you I push with my thumb, but I don't think I do. Maybe I do. I don't think I do. Because if I did, then I wouldn't have a complaint because I'd be seeing the inches. But regardless, my theory, my rant, my theory is that most tape measures that I own anyway that come into my radar are left-handed. So if I did it left-handed, then I'd be looking at inches. But guess what? They'd be upside down. So that's a really stupid theory. Oh, so I got it out for a reason. And this is very scientific because it's going over the keyboard and some papers. And yeah, it's just over 20 inches long, which was my theory. And then let's see if I can find my swatch. I can. It's right here. Is this the swatch? Did I make 2 swatches? Does anybody remember? Uh-oh, I did. So which is the real swatch? This one feels stiff. Did I put anything? No, I didn't. God. You'd think I'd know better. This must be the real one because it's bigger. I think I don't have any record of what these are. God, Sarah. Oh, I know what I was doing. I was trying something else on the edges. Anyway, this is the real swatch. So let's measure the gauge, the row gauge, because I think that each of the repeats was 1 inch. That's why I'm doing all this. Nope. So this is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Oh, I know those 2 in the middle of the square get smushed. Okay. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 22, 24, 36, 38. I'm going with 38 rows for 4 inches. 38 divided by 4, 9.5 rows to the inch. So this is 20 repeats ish, because I think give or take those 2, 3 ridges. So 20 repeats. Oh, so 20 repeats would be 12. 12 rows times 20. Holy cow, that's a lot of rows. 12 times 20 equals 240 rows. That's not enough. Yep. Feels like I've done way more than 20 rows or 240 rows. I have done way more than 20 rows. Divided by 9.5 rows per inch. That's 25 inches. Does that mean it's going to really grow or I just can't do math? Oh, and I haven't actually held up. Whoa. It's probably really longer than what I just held up. It's a 10 row repeat? Oh, good. Then it's not 25 inches long. See, have we learned yet that Sarah can't do math in her head? So 20 repeats times, that's 200. Hi, I don't need my calculator, but let's type it in anyway. Divided by 9.5, I can't do that in my head. 21 inches. So that's really close to 20. So I was aiming for 20 inches, which I had guessed would be about 20 repeats. I've got 20 repeats. It's about 20 inches or maybe 21. Why you people listen to me? I have no idea. I mean, eventually I know what I'm talking about. So it's at 20 repeats. I have to do I just did it again. Knit. Knit. See that I didn't even use a needle. Nope, that's twisted. Oh, no, it wasn't. Oh, yes, it was. It wouldn't be like that. Oh, I'd go in knitwise. Okay. Oh, that hurt my eyes. Okay, there we go. So back on. So I have to do one more row of this. And I have in my pile here, I have a pile here. Want to see it? This is my non-work pile, although there's some work in there. I was going to do all those things today. So even though it's non-work, one of them is a note that says to send a note to my Starsky students to say, oh my God, that stupid mannequin just scared the shit out of me. Okay. All right. I don't know. I don't know what I was just saying because I just scared. Okay, I'm going to send a thing to Starsky people saying who's ready for the next session, and then we'll schedule the next session. And then we'll figure out what to do next, which is going to be to make some kind of armholes. All right, so that's my adrenaline is really high right now. That's the one thing. And then my lovely decision makers decided that I would next finish. So one of my to-do piles is what to work on, like try to get through the unfinished objects. And so my you know what you should do, people who I asked what I should do, said to work on this next. So this is the unblocked Talamina shawl. That's the center. There. Can you see the little leafy things? Ugh. There. Leafy things. Isn't it pretty? And I've been working on this. I finally sat down and actually worked on it enough to get the 8 row repeat in my head again, although I still have to look up the beginnings and endings of the rows. The point to that is, sorry, I keep having little thoughts in the back of my head, and they don't help with what I'm currently saying. Oh, so every time I finish, I feel like I just told you this. Every time I finish one of the 8 row repeats, which are these little leaves, there, my big forehead, there's one. I weigh the remainder of the giant thing of yarn I used to have. And why does it have 2 ends? That's not good. Oh boy. And write them down. That was really hard to come up with the end of that sentence. And I write them down. And the designer, my friend Denise Bell from Last City Knit, says that the border chart, which I am not, that'll be the last thing, the next and last thing that I do for this shawl. The border chart uses 2.5 times the amount of yarn that the last repeat, whatever the last repeat is, of this guy, of the body, the little 8-stitch chart, 8 row chart, 10 stitches, 8 rows. So every time I finish the 8 rows, I weigh what I have left and I write it down, and then I know how much yarn the 8 row repeat took. So then I'll know if I have enough to do the final border, theoretically. But as long as I still have a lot more than that, after I do that calculation, I keep doing another 8 row repeat, which uses more row than the previous 8 row repeat, which means I need more for my 2.5 times. So like I think I said last week, it's like a giant game of yarn chicken. So I'm on row 7 and then 8, and then I weigh again, and it still feels like a lot of yarn. But in case you're curious, Oh, I guess it wasn't all work stuff. Ooh, I have my iPad in there. So let's fire this puppy up. Press home. Oh, it recognized. No, it didn't recognize me. You know, it doesn't always recognize me. My thumbprint. Excuse me. What am I doing? Good. Okay. Looking up my. Ooh. Looking at my pattern. So I put it in Goodreader, and then I can, which is a PDF reader, and then I can, oh, you can see my lamp and you can see my window. See, there's my tree. Let's try to look at neither. I put the pattern into Goodreader, and then there's my notes. And then I can put highlighter thingies on it. What? As long as it's a straight line. So I'm on so I started with, how about this way? Nope. I started with the Talamena leaves setup chart at the beginning of the triangle. And now I'm on the old growth forest chart, 8 rows, a million times until I do the winding stair mountain border chart, 18 rows. What did I don't remember. Oh, and I wrote it down. That's what it was. Okay, so weirdly, I wrote it down in pink on top of all this stuff. So it says after 18 leaves, 20 total leaves tall, I had 50 grams left of the original 9 billion grams. It was 100 and something. Let's find out, shall we? I don't know. I don't see it. It's probably there. Content, 100% superwash merino. Colorway, blueberry. Yardage, 980 yards, 896 meters, plus or minus. Dye lot, care. Website, I don't see how much it weighs. Doesn't matter. After 20 total rows tall, I had 50 grams left. And after 21 total leaves tall, I had 46 grams left, which implies that I used 4 grams. Let's see where I am now, because somewhere around here, here's my scale if I can find a flat surface. Let's try moving all the stuff from my work pile. This is why I don't get my work done. I move my things around. Okay. On grams. And let's put this baby on there. Ooh, 30. So 16 grams so far I've used. So 14. See, that makes sense, right? I used 14 grams between the previous repeat for the previous repeat period. And I've used 16 so far. Each repeat is bigger. For this one, so 16. So what did I just say? 30 grams left. Uh-oh. Crap. 16 grams times 2.5 is more than 30. So I can't do this repeat that I'm doing right now. God. I knew that I was going to have fun. When did I just drop? Have fun doing math in front of you. So if I was at the, oh, geez Louise, 16, 30. But if I was at the 46 and I had used, wait, I think I have to take this repeat out. Okay, well, that's fun. We're going to put that away. Right? Is that right? If it takes 2.5, let's make sure that's what she said. It's on this side. 2.5 times the yarn is the last old growth forest repeat. So if I, did it say 30? I had to say 30. Crap. It's a lot of yarn. Yeah, it says 30. So, oh, okay. I have to. All right, so we'll take back to the beginning of that repeat I'm working on right now. No problem. Not a problem. I will do that. See, now I'm not going forward on anything, sadly. But what I'll do is, because it's lace and that's no fun, and no, I didn't use a lifeline. That's silly. Yeah, oops is right. And I've done this before, because remember I had done, I probably put a lifeline in for that though. What I can do is put, I like something that I do often because I often have to tear back is to take, it does suck, is to take a needle, smaller than what I'm using. And this has been a pain in the ass that it's dark. I'm using wood on purpose because it's a skinny, slippery yarn. So that helps me grab the yarn more. But it actually is kind of hard to see to knit. And I tend to knit in semi-darkness, so that makes it even harder. But that's me. So what I will do is what I like to do, what I do often, there we go, is that I'll take a smaller needle, smaller size of needle, and I feed it through the knitting, approximately through the row that I want to keep. And I try to pay attention. Like this will be a little harder because it's lace, but if it was stockinette, you would put it through a row of V's, right? All the way across. And if it goes like this, that's fine because I tear back to that and then I figure it out. Then I scoot across the row stitch by stitch instead of undoing 6 rows stitch by stitch, which would be a pain in the rear end because it's really long. It's all bunched up here, but it's really long. And there's lots of yarn overs and decreases. And okay, so now we'll see where I am next week. I'm kind of sad. That was unexpected. That's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I'm kind of sad that I didn't do the math correctly. I didn't do the math at all because I thought, where was I? 46 after the last repeat. How come I can't make there we go. Yeah, 46 grams after the last repeat. I'm like, that's a lot. So I must have a lot of, yeah, no, I don't know. Okay, so I have one more row on the Starsky thing. That's looking good now. And then I have 8,000 yeah, okay, we're just gonna put this away. Yeah. And that's all the farther back that I started. Oh no, I'm not stretching the yardage. I'm not going to incorporate a different. Nice try. I'm trying to play yarn chicken to use up what I have, not to buy another. No, I don't already have similar yarn. And I don't want to do it in another color, the border. Thank you though for thinking another solution, Fran. I'm just kind of not stymied. Okay, so we know that we're intelligent, all of us, right? And then we do things that aren't super intelligent, and we're like, how am I still functioning and upright? So that's not a bad one as things go, because I just didn't do the math soon enough. Even though I knew what the math was, I just thought that I had plenty of time. I'm still thinking I'm doing it wrong. I'll do it again later. But the thing I did this weekend, I'm doing spring cleanup, which means I'm just picking up the little branches that have fallen down from my trees during the winter. Not to change the subject too suddenly to gardening, but there you go. And I'm taking my little wheelbarrow out to the back walk. It's not a huge yard, but it's a big yard, but it's not huge. So I didn't want to carry like all the sticks, right? They're just sticks. And so I took my little wheelbarrow back to the back sidewalk that I'm looking at right there. And I started picking up the sticks, and I like my back hurt. I'm not a spring chicken. It is spring. I'm not a spring chicken. And there's lots of little twigs, and I filled up some of them are little branches. They're all small though. I can like break them in half, put them in the wheelbarrow. And so I thought, well, I worked for, I don't know, half an hour or something. I'll just, not finish up, but do the next part of the yard another day. And I trucked back with my wheelbarrow, and I'm like, wow, there really aren't any branches in this part of the yard. And then I got closer to the house. I'm like, yep, here's a lot of branches. So, I'll work my way up to here. And I dumped my branches in a little pile. And then a couple days later, I did half of the front yard. The front yard's not very big, and got that done. And then this weekend I did yesterday, I don't know what the day is. Yesterday, I think I did the other side of the front yard. And it finally hit me that the branches that I'm picking up are only under the trees. They're not in the middle of my big backyard. There's no trees, and that's why there's no branches. And I'm like, oh. So I felt kind of stupid that I had to realize that Of course, there's no branches in that part. There's no trees in that part, or there are no trees. So anyway, you can know that you're not stupid, and then you can do something really not thinking. And I'm glad I can laugh about it. But I was like, what? I mean, leaf pickup is the whole yard, right? Those things blow around, but the branches don't really blow around. Okay. Poncho, check. Starsky, check. Talamina, check. Boxy top, check. No, next sewing project, check. YouTube, I mentioned that I forgot to put everything up on YouTube, so we'll do that. I'm going to have some classes that I'm going to put up for the Woven Art website or whatever soon. Schedule, that's what it's called. They will be in person. I'm not sure how I feel about that, but that's how they're going to be. And I'm looking forward to that. If I can get some of those put to paper today, I've got a fuzzy now. Oh, if I can get some of those put to paper today, then they will go in the newsletter tomorrow. If not, they'll be in the newsletter the following week. So that's exciting. I'm not sure what I'm going to teach yet, but we'll figure it out. And then the only other thing I have to talk to you about is one of the piles of things that I'm asking for help with is, besides what UFO should I work on next, is what I'm going to take the dive and start writing the damn patterns, because I keep making excuses for not writing them, and then it's just stressful. And friends of mine are like, then just don't write any. Just don't be a pattern writer. I'm like, I know, but I have all these things, and people might want to write them or not write them. Well, they might want to write them, but they might want to actually knit them or whatever. So I finally decided, I didn't finally decide, I decide this like every few years, but I decided I need to just, I write patterns for other people for a living. It's not hard. Let's just write some damn patterns and get them on the website. I think I know what happened. What happened, I just remembered, was that within the past 2 months, I've sold a whole bunch of I have like 1 or 2 patterns for sale on Ravelry. And within the last couple months, I sold a whole bunch of one of them. And I don't know what was going on. I looked to see on Ravelry if people were talking about it. I couldn't find anything. So my guess is that somebody's teaching a class on it and made everybody buy the pattern, which was the right thing to do. So thank you, whoever that was. But it was really cool that, I woke up and like, you have $6. Like, oh, it's not really $6, but it's like $5.65. I'm like, yay, I have $5.65. And then a couple hours later, you have $5.65. I'm like, yay. So it would be fun to have that happen more often. So I want to get some patterns written. So I asked for help. I put up a poll in my Patreon account. And I don't want and this is how we figured out that I would work on Talamina next, was through a series of polls. So, and Talamina came from a list of, I think it's like 40 things that I have that I'm working on currently, which I thought was a lot. It is a lot, by the way. And now it's 39 because I finished the poncho. And this would be knitting or crochet projects, by the way, because I have embroidery and I already forget. I feel like there's 2 things that I didn't finish yet. I don't know what they're. And then I'm going to weave next month. So, Lordy, I forgot what I was talking about again. Hold on. It's there. And there's a literal squirrel that just went by. So, squirrel. Poll. So, the current poll, I put up the first poll and I asked sweater, accessory, Afghan, or other. And that's how I started the what should I work on next, knitting wise. So I put up the same thing for what should I work on next for writing a pattern wise, sweater, Afghan, accessory, other. And I forgot. Oh, where's my list? I just thought of another one, but I can't write it down yet because I can't look at this yet. Let me write it on something else. Where's my book? Oops, what's that? Oh, that probably, oh gosh, okay. Oh, it's right here. Oh yeah. All right, can't hear what that is. All right, that's one of the others. And the winner was sweater, which surprised me. Where did I just put the lid to that? The winner was sweater, which surprised me. I thought people would would let me do something easier first. And it's a black squirrel. He's got a little bit of a scar going on, missing a little bit of hair. I can't show you, but he's right there and he's like wagging his tail at me. It's big. There's a whole black squirrel story here in Michigan, but I'm not going to tell you that right now. But wow, he's really twitching his tail. Sorry, it's right there. There's this big long branch that oh, maybe I can show you. Oh, that's my cat. I was going to do the, oh, no, he's over there. I was going to do the reflection thing because you saw a little bit of my tree earlier. Pole. So pole, sweater. So sweater. And then I decided I have 14 sweaters waiting to be written up. This is a different pile. This pile has 100 things on it. This is that pile. Don't want to see the green paper yet. So this is that pile. That's got 100 things on it. The other pile has, that's the waiting to be written up. I've always said dozens, but it's 100. And then I just remembered one more, and I'm sure there's more. And those are things that I've made before. And there's a big asterisk right there because that's a lie. Sorry. And then this is the pile of the what I have working on, knitting and crocheting wise. You see, that's a lot shorter. So let's see. I had, oh, I like categorized my, oh, so I keep backing up. So I had 14 sweaters. I already said that out loud. That I, he went that way now, the squirrel. Still shaking that tail feather. Wow. I was trying to figure out how to cut down, like I didn't want to put 14 poll entries up. I don't even have that many people to vote. So I looked at different ways I could categorize them, and I went with, I thought it was pretty brilliant, long sleeve, short sleeve, or no sleeves. And long sleeves won, which again surprised me because people are going for like, write the pattern that takes the longest. And these are supposed to be things that I've already knit. And that means usually that I've taught them in a class and therefore they're really already written up. I just have to make sure they're written up pattern style and have them edited and take photographs and all the things that have made me not do the things. So long sleeve sweater won. And then, no, my math is wrong yet again. I had 15, 24 sweaters. I had 14 long sleeve sweaters. So of the so now we're down to 14. Of the 14 long sleeve sweaters, I was trying to figure out how to categorize them. And 7 of them I really haven't knit yet, or they're not done yet. And I decided that means they're not ready yet because I often change my mind all throughout the life of the project. So I should take those. Those should go on the next list for what design should I finish designing next. So my 100 should go down considerably. I tried to do a parade of knits. Was that last week? And it was pitiful because it was just all the boring things. But there's a lot of things that were like other places, including all the sweaters. So, oh, and there's a chipmunk. I'll try to pay attention. You've got me now. So I'm down to 14 sweaters. 7 of them didn't really exist in final form yet. So I had 7. So 7 sweaters to write up as patterns. And 4 of them would fall into one category, and actually 4 of them would fall into this other category. So that's really one that fits in both categories. But then I realized, so I broke it into 4 and 3. I pushed the one into one category, and then I had my people vote on category A or category B, which was not fair. I didn't tell you what it was. I didn't tell you what they were. I didn't give you any hints. And last I knew, it was split 3 to 4 for category A and category B. Let's see where it is now. I was fully expecting it to go to 4 to 4 since there'd been 8 people who voted in the last one. And then I would deserve that it was a tie because Let's see if anybody else has voted. Go back, pull that down, go in there. And I'm looking on my Patreon account and 7 people have voted. So it's category B, 4 to category 3. Oh, that hurt my shoulder. I'm so delicate. Category A has 3 and category B has 4. So here's the thing. I don't remember which is which, but I wrote them down. So the whole time that this is that I always binge refresh the screen to see how the polls are doing. But I wrote down, oh, good. So I wrote down what A and B are, and it's on this piece of paper, and I just looked at it for the first time since I wrote it down before the polls started. And it's the easier of the 2 batches. And what I had said was pick category A or category B. You don't get any hints, and except it's long sleeve cardigans or long sleeve sweaters. Sorry. Yes, that's right. Because I could have done, that's another thing I could have done, cardigan or pullover. Yeah, I didn't do that. I wondered how I would make my small list of things last long enough, and it's lasting long enough. So I had 2 categories, and I had a meeting with my accountability group today, and we throw ideas back and forth at each other. And I told them that what I had done and that I was waiting to hear back on category A versus category B. And one of my friends said, so what if you announce what first of all, they said you can make the one that wins whatever you want. And I said, no, I'm not cheating. I wrote it down and it's going to be that. I'm not going to cheat, by the way. And then she said, well, what if they find out that the one they voted for was something they don't like? And I'm like, I want to write all the patterns. So I don't know. So here's the answer. Category A that got 3 votes was Entrelac. I have 3, and it had 4 things in it. I have 3 grown-up Entrelac sweaters done. I have written them up. I've taught one of them over and over again, and the other 2 are almost I mean, it's just changing the shape. So the write-up would be the same. And that's what my friend was like, what if they hate Entrelac? I'm like, I don't care. I still have to write the patterns. And the other category, the one that fell into both categories, was an Entrelac sweater, but I haven't knit it yet. So I have to go through my 100 things and move the ones I don't actually have done to another category, which will be and then I have yet another list, because there's still at least 2 more lists I need help getting through, but one thing at a time. So the winner is baby sweaters. I have 3 baby sweaters. I have 4, but one doesn't exist. Actually, I have I have that one exists. Oh, I have 2 that exist. I thought I only had one that actually existed. So I brought so one of them is my sweater from Start to Finish class, which is a class, and I wouldn't write it up the way that I do it and that we do it and that we work the sweater in class, because that incorporates weird like one sleeve's top down and one's bottom up, and I have different ways of seaming, and but I could make that thing a sweater. So that would be just like a practice one. So that's one of them. Another one I've written, but I don't have a sample of. So we'll see. I'll find the notes and we'll see how written it is, and it may not count. And that's a seed stitch one. And then the third one, a customer sent me an old heirloom baby sweater that had issues. Did it have holes in it? Was it felted? It was well loved. It was well used, but she wanted a copy of it for an incoming grandchild or incoming family member anyway. And so I reverse engineered the pattern and I knit it up for her and sent it to her. And she sent me a thing later. I think I have a picture of the baby wearing it. I don't remember. That sounds familiar. But I also knit up a sample. Well, I had somebody knit up a sample so that I'd have one. And they did, and I never finished it. So nothing's actually done in my house. So this is one of the ones that'll get written up. It's actually identical front and back. And then this gets buttons, which I don't have on there yet. So that's one of them that's already written because I had somebody knit this for me. So what we're going to do first, is write up 2 and maybe 3 baby patterns. And that'll be a good, I'm glad it wasn't the entrelac, although those are probably more done already. But I wanted to, this will give me a nice, easy re-entry into the pattern writing thing. So see, here's my proof category. I didn't like timestamp it, but I had cardigan. Oh, I had cardigan, pullover, and baby. Cardigan, pullover, and baby, except baby was some cardigan, some pullover. So that didn't work. And then I listed all the possibilities there. And I had the long, short, and none for the second poll. And then I ended up doing category A and category B and category B1. So it's going to be baby sweaters. There you go. So that's good. I'm happy about that. So I just have to put that on my list of things to do and then actually do it. And I will, because now I have people that are going to hold me accountable. So that was a long, I didn't think I'd even fill 15 minutes today. And this is 51 minutes, 51 minutes. I think that's all I have, which is apparently a lot. So let's see. I finished things. Oh, I didn't tell you about the thing I quit. I have it written on my list right there. I'll tell you that, and then we'll be done. I deleted all of my game apps from my electronic devices. I had a really hard time with that because doing the New York Times crossword puzzle gives me so much joy. And I don't just do the daily one. I'm working backwards and in the archives, and I just do as many as I want. And I'm back in 2014 working my way back, and I love it to death, and I do it way too much. And I also have a free cell game that I was playing and a Mahjong game that I was playing, and it was taking up too much of my life, even though I was having fun. I won't do games that are timed or that are a competition or that are mean. So crossword puzzle, you just do it till it's done. The Mahjong and the free cell, and probably a lot of the other games, if you get stuck, you just hit undo until you can go forward again. So that's what I would do. And I have no guilt about that whatsoever. Wordle, I did Wordle for a little while, but I don't care about a streak. I don't care about getting it in one word. I would just use the same 2 words for the start. And if I didn't have a clue, then I'd use the same third, not the same, but I mean, I always had my 3 go-to words. And by the 4th one, I would know what it was. And if not, I'd get it on the 5th. And that was like, okay, good. Not going to do, I closed that browser window. So I'm all done. I have a crossword puzzle book and a pen that I pulled out. First time I filled out a couple words with my pen in my book, I was like, oh crap, how do I know if they're right? Because at the end of the online New York Times puzzle, it would say, you might want to think again about that. This, they're all filled in, and I don't know. But that's what I'm going to do now, is actual pen and paper. And then I have a deck of cards somewhere. So if I wanted to play a game of cards, I'll play a game of cards. And if I lose, I will shuffle the cards, because I can't undo in real life. So there you go. That's my big life-changing event, I guess. Although I think finishing 2 things in 1 week is kind of life-changing also. But that's what I have for you today. Next week, I'll give you progress on the things, on all the things. That's what I'll do. And tonight, I'll get up a few more of my last week's YouTube Live and a couple of the old ones from Facebook. Okay. So thanks. Thanks, Fran. You're the only one today, but everybody else can watch it later. So it's been nice chatting with you. See you later.